Welcome to the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast. My name is Denise Alvarez, and I'm so grateful that you are here joining me to learn all the things equestrian marketing for your business. And before we dive into that, just in case we are new friends, I'm going to quickly introduce myself, and then I promise we will get right into it. So as I said, my name is Denise Alvarez, and through my business, Storm Lily Marketing, I get to help dream-chasing horse business owners like yourself to see clearly through the marketing overwhelm and help you to create a clear message and cohesive plan for your social media, website, and email marketing that will turn your online audience into your customers. Now, I do that through one-on-one coaching, as well as website design and website copywriting, and then education such as this podcast, and I have some online learning resources for you as well. And my heart in all of these things is to help you be out in the barn or the arena or behind the lens doing what it is that you love in the equine industry. And so here on the podcast, you can expect a mix of step-by-step strategies, essential how-tos, and entrepreneurial mindset shifts that will help you to not only see what's possible for your horse business, but I'm also here to guide you through that process so you can make it happen. And today on the podcast, we are addressing a common question or concern that most equestrian entrepreneurs are facing when it comes to marketing their business. That question, is a website really necessary if you're active on social media? Or in other words, has social media replaced websites for horse businesses? Now, of course, now that you know I do websites as part of my services, then you won't be surprised to hear my answer is no, a website does not need to be replaced. But I promise you, it's not because I do websites as a part of my services. There are some specific reasons that I wholeheartedly believe that a website should be a part of your marketing strategy. And some of those reasons may actually surprise you. But remember, here on the podcast and here at Storm Lily Marketing, I want to help you build an equestrian business that is sustainable for the long term. And so truly, that's why I believe you need a website, because I want you to think long-term planning for your business. And part of your long-term planning means you need to be profitable to keep doing what you're doing. And so I get that as a website, some of you are listening and the thoughts that you have had around websites are maybe one day, but it's an investment and social media is free, right? And you probably don't even say investment. If we're being honest, you say a website costs money, social media is free. So I'm just going to stick with social media. But again, let me just remind you, we're thinking long-term planning. Okay. And I know that whether you decide to go the DIY route or you decide to hire someone like me who specializes in the copywriting and design of websites for horse businesses, you still have to buy the domain and you have to host it somewhere, right? So I understand that it is an investment. But the reality is, if you forego investing in a website just to save money, you're actually leaving money on the table for your horse business. It's true. I believe it 100%. If you don't have a website, you actually could be losing potential sales, potential customers, and potential clients. And so in this episode, we're going to dive in specifically to the reasons that I believe you're leaving money on the table if you either don't have a website for your horse business or your website is completely out of date. Because let me just tell you, if you have a website, I'm super happy for you. But if your pictures are from 20 years ago, and if I pull it up on my phone and I can't move around because it wasn't created for a mobile experience, then you're still leaving money on the table. Now, let me tell you one more thing before we dive into these 4 reasons that I want you to pay close attention to. For those of you who do have a website and you're saying, Denise, I really don't know if it needs updating. I really don't know if it's effective. I really don't know if people are even becoming customers from that, which hint, if you don't know, they probably aren't, but it could just be you're not asking those questions. But if you would like to know what things you should change about your website to help you make it more effective, to help your visitors actually to become my customers, then I want to make sure you know I have a free website checklist available for you. If you go to stormlilymarketing.com/checklist, then you're going to learn the 4 must-haves to make your equine website dreams a reality. Now, what does that mean? Your reality, or the dreams that I want to help you make a reality, is that people come to your website and become your customers, the right people, of course. And so in this free resource, you're going to get a breakdown of each of these must-have elements in an easy to understand way. If you're new to the podcast, then you may not know this, but the other piece of things here is to make it practical and easy to take action, which means I'm not going to use marketing lingo. It's not going to be confusing. I'm going to break it down and make it so that you can take action. I'm going to give you some real life horse business website examples in this checklist, and then I'm going to give you some space to apply what you are learning, because again, I don't want you having an email inbox full of free resources. I want you to have things that you're going to take action on, because that's what's going to make the difference. So if you head to stormlily.com/checklist or today's show notes, which is stormlily.com/146 for episode 146, you can get that free checklist. All right. So I want you to make that a priority, but don't leave me yet. I'll remind you about it again at the end of this episode, because I want you to stick around and discover the 4 reasons you're leaving money on the table for your horse business and how you can fix that through your website. All right, let's dive in. Now, I know that some of you are saying, Denise, I actually have a really active page. I really have a ton of followers on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube or on TikTok, right? Wherever you're at, you're saying, Denise, I have a ton of followers. Isn't social media enough for me? I'm getting business. Which, can I first of all congratulate you on your progress? I want to congratulate on you getting the fruit of your labor on social media, that you are booking clients and customers. That is wonderful. Now, what I would tell you, though, is that if you're relying solely on social media to market your equestrian business, you absolutely are leaving money on the table. And can I just tell you up front, you are risking a whole heck of a lot when it comes to your business, because what happens when you or if you lose access? That is the biggest reason that I'm going to tell you. Before we dive into the 4 that I've listed, I'm going to give you a bonus reason right off the bat. We know that there are account after account that has been closed down, shut down, hacked into on social media, and then you completely lose access to that following that you've created, the work that you've done, the hard work that you have put into building, right? The following that you've put into, you lose access immediately if that happens to you. Now, yes, some people are able to get access to their accounts again. Many and most that I have talked to have not gotten access to their account again. So if you're relying 100% on social media, just from off the bat, can I just remind you that you need to consider what happens if you lose access, okay? So there's that. And let me just tell you this. That does not just happen to the big guys. Okay. So I used to have a membership, and I had a member who I want to say her account maybe had about 1,200 followers on Instagram, and it got hacked. And I was getting these messages about buying Bitcoins, and it was this whole mess. It took forever for her to get Instagram to even take it down. And she's not one of the big guys. She's just like you and me. She's an equestrian entrepreneur, and she lost access. And so she had to start from scratch. But because she had a website, she at least knew that there was a place that people could get in touch with her, right? She knew there was a place that people could go to verify the information because she had a website to fall back on, okay? So there's just a bonus for you, but I actually do have 4 reasons I want to dive into even more to share with you to help you to see that if you don't have a website, or if your website is so outdated that it doesn't even look like you're still in business, or people have to question if you're still in business and they go to your Facebook account to see if you're still in business, then my friend, you truly are leaving money on the table. You're missing out on opportunities, okay? So let's dive in, shall we? All right, number 1, the first reason I want you to understand that you're leaving money on the table is that you don't own your accounts on social. Now, I did touch on this briefly, but I want to dive into it more, okay? The idea here is that you rent your social media space and you own your website. You own your email list also, by the way. Now, social media is a great place to hang out, but you're renting it. You are a tenant of the property. And just like if you were renting a house, you have a landlord. And that landlord, in this case, owns everything that you put on there. So it's even more different than if you were renting a house, because in the home, you own your furniture, right? Well, once you put your information out on social media, yes, you're posting your photos, but also your followers. When it comes to marketing, we're talking about the people that you're trying to sell to, and you do not own access to them, nor do you have their information to get in touch with them personally. That is all done through the platform. And that means social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or even so many others, then they control how, if, and when you can access your existing and potential customers that have liked your page, right? So you do not own access to that, and you cannot get in touch with them directly. So let's think about this on a practical level for your business. When you have a sale, when you have a promotion, when you have an exciting announcement, you have a new product that is coming out, yes, you can and should post about it on social media. But let me just remind you, there are no guarantees that it is going to the people who have liked your page, right? Now, on the other hand, if you put it into an email list and send it to them that you own, that you collected through your website that you own, then you own access. Okay. So you have direct contact with those right people. And that is going to make a world of difference when it comes to actually selling your products and your services and launching your products and your services. Now, I want you to hear me up front to say that I am a fan of social media. I'm connecting with you here on social media. I'm a fan of marketing your equestrian business through social media. I just don't believe that you should be putting 100% of your energy and effort into social media and ignoring your website or your email marketing. Okay. That is what I want you to understand. All right. So reason number 2, okay. Social media is the front porch of your business, and your website is the living room. And here's what I mean by that. Think about it when you think about your front porch of your house, okay? That's where you greet people. If somebody's coming to the door, unless you've already invited them over, you don't automatically invite them to come inside. You oftentimes will step outside, have that conversation on the front porch. It's casual, but it's still a little bit guarded because it's not inside the home. And some people will always stay right there on the front porch. They're not going to come inside. And for your business, that is social media, okay? It is a place for your potential customers to learn who you are and what you do, and they can do that. They can get to know the basics about you on your front porch. But what if you have people on social media that want to go deeper with you? Where do you send them? Where do they go? When you are telling them to take action, this is how we can work together. If you are only sending them to your direct messages, you're missing out on opportunities, because there are people that are not quite ready to send you a direct message, but they would like to learn more. They would like to hear stories about what you are doing and helping people. They would like to see more about your experience. They would like to learn more details about your offering and what is included and if it's for them. And those are the things that you can do on your website. That's why you need the living room, right? They need to go past the front porch into the living room. They can get to know you better, and they can get to know your business better. And that is the opportunity that you have with your website. So that's what I mean. That I'm not saying it's either or, but what I am saying is that it should be and. It should be social media and a website that play well together, that you have a cohesive plan for both of them so that the people who are ready to go past social media have a place to go. You have a place to send them to continue that conversation, for them to really learn more about you, what you're doing, and how they can take action. Think about it this way. When people come into your living room, that is really where that relationship building happens, right? They actually go past the front porch, they come in, they have conversation with you, and they build a relationship. And that's what can happen on Facebook through to your website. Now, let me tell you this, because I know some of you are listening and saying, Denise, I hear you, but I actually have really good engagement on my social media. I feel like I'm making relationships there and they're becoming my customers. Number one, I hope that's the case. Okay. And again, congratulations to you. But let me also remind you that there are different types of buyers And you may be missing out because some of your buyers are not the ones that like to engage on social media. They don't leave comments. They're what some people might call a lurker, right? They want to be able to look, they're watching, they may be liking your content so that they see more of it, but they're not engaging with you there. But doesn't mean they won't buy from you. They just need a different way to get in touch. They need a different way to build that relationship. So I'm absolutely a fan, and I think that you should be building relationships on social media. And I also want you to remember that you have an audience made up of different types of people. And you may be missing out on getting those people who want to go into the living room and learn a little bit more before they commit. You're missing out on getting those people to become your customers if you do not have a website or if your website's completely out of date. All right, the third reason I want you to consider this is search engine optimization. So many of you will know, but I will lay it out there just in case. SEO, search engine optimization, is truly what are you doing to help your business and your website to be found online when somebody goes to do an online search. Okay. Now, it doesn't just mean they're searching for your name. They may also be searching for the product or service you provide or the area that you live in related to the product and service. So for example, for my photographers, you're wanting to get found in search results for when somebody puts in equine photographer and they put in your state or your city or your area. Okay. That's SEO. And I will tell you this, Facebook can actually help, or social media can help with your SEO. But remember, it's going to push them to Facebook. And so what happens when you, lose access to your account and it's pushing them to an account that has been hacked and is not accurate and is trying to sell stuff that is not even yours? Okay. What happens if it pushes them to a Facebook page that has been out of date for a while because you haven't been showing up? People aren't sure if you're still in business and they don't have a website to click on to find out more about you and your services. What if it sends them to a Facebook page that's listing a website that doesn't even work anymore? Okay. So those are all reasons that I understand your social media can help you with SEO. Actually, you don't hear that very often, but I have done a Google search and then saw the first search result was a Facebook page and clicked on it. At the same time, I'm paying attention to what the website is as well, because I want to go to the website, not just the Facebook page when I'm doing a Google search. Yes, the Facebook page and the posts can be helpful, but at that point, I'm wanting to learn more about a particular product or service or opportunities or options that I have for buying. And that is where your website comes in to play. Okay. So your website's going to help you to not only be found, but it's also going to help you to turn those potential customers that have found you by doing a search into your actual customers. And again, yes, that can happen on social, but your website's going to carry a lot of the weight for that. Okay. So that is SEO. All right. The fourth reason I want you to consider your website, if it's up to date or if you even have one, over focusing 100% on social media, is that the customer experience matters greatly. Now, here's what I mean by that. You cannot control the customer experience on social media. Now, there are bugs to contend with, right? Not even considering the bugs, though, you've got just the idea that it can only look a certain way when it comes to social media, right? The journey is they follow you, you leave a message, hopefully they respond, and then you continue a conversation, or they're engaging in your content. It can only look a certain way. You cannot control their experience. You cannot control if and when they see your content either, remember? But when it comes to your website, you have control over that experience and what it looks like. So for example, your website should be a reflection of your brand. Visually, it needs to be a reflection. The copy, the words that are on the website should be a reflection of your brand, should speak directly to your customers, and you can control that on your website. And if you've got digital products in the works, or maybe you're thinking about a membership model in the future, those are all things that you can control the experience of on your website. Because I know, yes, some of these platforms are coming up with ways that you can have people pay to get access to content, and you can do everything right there on the platform. But remember, you are limited in the experience that you can provide people when you rely 100% on the social media platforms. if you want it to be more of a premium experience, if you want it to be a smoother experience, if you want their journey and their process to be very clearly defined, you need to have that on your website. You need to be guiding them along for what it looks like to become a customer. And you can only do that on your website. Okay. Now, again, what I am telling you here, friends, I am never here to tell you this is the only one way that you should do things, because some of you are experiencing success on social media, and I love that. And so I am not saying you cannot experience success on social media without a website. What I am telling you is that for the long-term sustainability of your horse business, I do not want you to forsake the opportunity that is there on your website, or the opportunity is there when you have one, for those of you who do not have one. Okay. So I think they should play nicely together. Okay. There should be a cohesive strategy for your social media, for your website, and for your email marketing, where all three of them work together to help you to turn your online audience into your customers. Understanding that your audience is made up of different types of people who like to engage with you in different ways. And also understanding that when it comes to marketing, your potential customers may require 7, 8, or more touches before they become actual customers. And so having a website and having email marketing, having social gives you those different ways to touch them in different places and different points, and to really engage with them in a way that's going to cause them to take action. Because let's not forget, you are a business owner. You are here, you're on social media, you're listening to this training because you're here to get sales, to book clients and customers online, right? And so I want you to have a cohesive strategy around all of these things together so that there's a clear customer journey, so that you have searchable content, so there is an easy place to go and find out all the information they need about becoming your customer or your client, and so that you own that experience. Now, if you have questions about websites in general, or about how social media and websites play together, please let me know. Drop those in the comments or send me a message. I am happy to talk with you about those. Because I also know that some of you are saying, Denise, I hear you, but I feel like websites cost a ton of money and I don't have it right now. Okay. For equestrian entrepreneurs, we're always, all business owners, but especially entrepreneurs, are thinking about, how does this impact my bottom line? And that's why I wanted to remind you that you're leaving money on the table when you don't invest in a website. But I also want to remind you that you don't have to invest in a $10,000 website right out the gate. Most businesses will never invest in a $10,000 website. Let's be real. Okay. So there are options available to you. There are one-page websites. I will drop a link in the comments for the recording of this, but if you're listening live, you can go to stormlily.com/one-page, all one word, and you'll see an example there, and it will show you what's possible with just a one-page website, because you can have a clear customer journey. You can have clear copy and a clear call to action on a one-page website. Now, I also know some of you are saying, Denise, what if I invest and then I'm not able to update it? I don't know what to do. I don't want to have to pay somebody to keep my website updated when I change my prices. I don't want you to have to pay somebody to do that either. Let's be honest. Okay. So I actually love the Wix platform for that reason, because it's so intuitive. There are lots of options available to you though. There are ways, okay, that you can have a simple website where you can still control the experience, where you can still own access to your customers through email marketing strategy, and where you can have a long-term sustainable approach to your marketing, because that's what I want you to hear. Okay. I want you to have a sustainable approach to your marketing so that in 2 years from now, you're not relying 100% on that social media engagement, that you actually have a few legs to your marketing that are playing well together to walk you to success. Okay. And I will tell you, that is what we do inside of Take the Reins, my one-on-one coaching program. It is truly a vehicle to take you from overwhelmed and unsure, not knowing where to start, not knowing who you're talking to. What do you post on social? How do you build your email list? Will email really work for you? All of those things, we take care of that inside of my one-on-one coaching program. You go to stormlily.com/reins, then you can find all of the information there, because just like I encourage you to be very clear on who you are for and who you're not for, you're going to find that information on this page, stormlily.com/reins, because I want you to be very clear if Take the Reins is for you. If you're saying, I need a customized approach, I need one-on-one time with you, Denise, to talk through some of these questions, to really create a strategy, to audit my website together so you can tell me some of the things I need to change that are really going to help me turn my visitors into my customers. That's what we do inside of Take the Reins. I walk hand in hand with you, but I'm not just guiding you in the process. Let me tell you that, okay? I'm not sending you recordings. We are one-on-one together. I am giving you the resources that you need, and then I am enabling you to take action. If you are somebody who's willing to take action, I'll tell you Take the Reins is for you. If you are somebody who has listened to all the free trainings and listened to the podcast, but you still have not taken any action in your marketing, then you may not be ready for Take the Reins, because it does require taking action in order to get the results. But if you're saying, Denise, I am committed and I know what I'm working towards, I have a clear goal in mind, I just need help getting a strategy in place to do that, then Take the Reins is for you. All right. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, but I invite you to apply, and then we can just chat and talk more about your goals and your equestrian business and see if one-on-one coaching is a right fit for you. But either way, whether you apply or not, I want you to still consider your website. Consider the state of your website right now. Is it actually helping you in marketing your horse business? Is it so far behind? It's from the Blogspot days and nobody even knows how to access it or change the prices. Then you need to consider an update, okay? Because it really is going to benefit your business in the long run. And as a quick reminder to you, I do have that free website checklist. If you will head to the show notes for today's episode at stormlily.com/146, then you can grab that, or you can head straight to stormlily.com/checklist. Either way, you'll get my checklist that's going to show you with real life horse business examples the 4 must-haves that you need on your website to make your equine website dreams a reality. And what are those dreams again? To turn your visitors into your customers. All right. So go get that free checklist as your first starting point. And if you're interested in Take the Reins, then go check that out as well. But either way, friends, I hope that today's episode helped you to understand the importance of having a website as a part of your overall marketing strategy for your equestrian business. Thanks so much for joining me here. I will tell you that if this episode helped you, then I would be so grateful if you would send it to a friend. Think of one business friend in the equestrian world that needs to hear this episode, that needs some practical marketing help, and share it with them. All right. And then continue to join me here on the podcast. Make sure you are subscribed, because I will continue putting out valuable, helpful, practical, doable marketing help for your equestrian business in the weeks and months to come. Have an amazing day, friends.